There we go. Hey everybody, good morning, afternoon, wherever you are, good evening. I know it's kind of late in some spots. People have let me know, but happy to be here on an afternoon. It is a Saturday afternoon, 2:30, which is a little unusual for me because I usually live stream on a Sunday, and I usually live stream at 2, but we had some activities this morning. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of time to get here and get in my seat. Turns out I did have plenty of time. Probably could have started this at 2, but that is not where we landed. We are here at 2:30, which is great. The chat room already has folks in it. So I think some of you are just a little bit excited about what we have in store today. We've got about 20 viewers, which for the start of a live stream for me, 20 viewers is an amazing number. So I want to thank you all for coming in here. I am going to be popping up chats every once in a while. You'll see that. So here's a chat here for good evening from northern Sweden. And so if you are watching and you are not in the chat, make sure you pop in the chat. Let me know you're out there. As I always say, it's the friendliest chat on YouTube at this particular time, especially of retro computing enthusiasts. And boy, do we have a doozy today. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to, it sounds like I'm getting just a little bit of feedback. There we go. We'll pull that back down just a little bit in my voice. Give me a sound check out there if you want to do that and let me know how things are going. Let's see, just quickly, it looks like in the chat room, we have several from the Discord community, the MEGA65 Discord community. So I'm looking forward to having you all join in the conversation, as today we actually, if you can believe it or not, are unboxing the MEGA65. Now, you may be saying, hey, Retro Combs, you're a little slow to the punch on this one. We've been seeing unboxings all through the past couple of days all over. You've seen pictures, but you've not seen anything quite like what we're going to do today. We're going to spend quite a bit of time in. We're going to do some comparisons. We're going to be looking at it compared to some other things. Most of you know I'm a DevKit owner, so I'll be talking about that too and some of the experiences. And we're going to try a few things out here. The great thing about doing this a little bit delayed is we've heard that some folks have had some issues with their MEGA65, so we're going to verify, look at those things, take a look and see if maybe we can help some folks and see what's going on. And also, I already see in our community, we've got a couple of folks in there who can help answer questions even where I may have some gaps in my knowledge. So it is just going to be a fun, action-packed live stream. I will try not to talk for, well, I will. I mean, it's a live stream. If I'm not talking, nothing's happening, right? But we are going to get to it. So let me just kind of orient you here first. We do have this wonderful view over here where we've got everything. You'll see the DevKit here. Oh, here it is. Here it is, folks. It is right here. It is in here. And many of you have commented about my ability to not open this thing. So let me just quickly say that had it not been for the DevKit, yeah, sure, that would be a lot harder to hold back. But I have had the joy and privilege of being able to follow along as the MEGA65 developed using the DevKit. And so that that helped me with my patience. Let's just put it that way. It was definitely something that kind of cut the edge a little bit to get there. And so I appreciate all the comments that are being made in the chat room about, hey, can't believe you held out that long, mainly from Mislav, my executive producer. So thank you, Mislav, for joining us. Not sure if you're still out there. You might be at work. Let's see. Tager says, sounds perfect. Good. Actually perfect. So I'm glad to hear that. So again, along the way, we are going to, after I open it, we will connect it today. So again, this could be a little marathon session for me. A lot of the stuff that I'm pulling out of here, I have the ATEM Mini running. It's recording every single camera I have. I mean, everything where we've got a camera, including, hey, my new studio camera, I love that one, is being recorded live right now. So some of this will end up in some other videos I have ready to go. I got some prepared videos I want to start working on. So you'll be seeing some of this content again a little bit in there. I also, when we do this, I have something set up here. I've got to remember before I start opening this, I need to turn that little camera on, start capturing that, because I want another camera over here grabbing this. So I'll be doing a lot of that going, just trying to capture everything. And of course, I'm going to need something to wet my whistle. So today's beverage is not sponsored at all, but it is an L8. This is a Kentucky drink. If you're not familiar with that drink here in the United States, you can really only find it popularized in Kentucky. So that's what I'll be partaking today. It is caffeine free, which probably is a good thing considering how hyped I am about that guy right, not that one right there. So I think it's going to work out well. So let's go ahead and, oh, there we go. How about that one? That was a good one. Look, oh, got a little steam coming out of there too. Can you see that? Wow, check that out. Well, let's see if we can get this Yeah, there we go. So this will be wetting my whistle. Okay, but enough about me preparing. Let's talk about this journey that we call, and I just lost, there we go, it's back up. So there we go. Sutek is in the room for us. Hello, good to see you. Igor K is here as well. Hey, happy to have you here. And then Mislav is here. So good to have him here. And we also have a hello from Germany. It is 8:30 there. Okay, perfect. Jerry also verifies sound is good. GigaCat, hey, welcome GigaCat. Good to have you here with us today. And here we go. We got the Croatians are all networking and connecting. It is a very international chat room, which I always love. I always love when you guys make connections to in your respective countries. So that's great. So how are we going to get started? So there's a lot of, I had to kind of think about how are we going to get this thing going? How are we going to get it rolling? And let me see if I can. I got a little, it looks like I'm having a little glitchy on my monitor here, but that's okay because it's a secondary monitor. But I want to talk just quickly about how I kind of got involved in this thing. Interestingly, or at least I think it is, several years ago, and this is not a history of Mega 65. This is kind of just my experience with the Mega 65 and how all this came about and how I kind of got interested in it. But I think about a year before the big COVID hit, I heard about the Mega 65's development, and you could support, at that time, I didn't even know what it was. You could support the development of a bit stream, just the bit stream. And I didn't know what any of that was. Turns out the bit stream was for the Nexus 4 board. By the way, look at this. See this guy back here? Oh, let me get out of the view here there we go, so it'll focus. You can see the little board right there. The Nexus 4 is actually running a demo in the background that is from the SD card that we're going to see here when we go. And I've just had that running. It's been running for about 24 hours actually, on a nice little 4x3 monitor back there. And the Nexus was the first development board for the Mega 65. And I remember getting information about the Nexus 4 bit stream. I didn't know what the bit stream, I seriously didn't even know what a bit stream was. So that was kind of interesting. And then after a while, then I started to hear about the development was further along, and then there was going to be a DevKit available. And immediately I thought, I'm really interested in this. And as an original VIC-20 kind of guy, Commodore fan, that's always been the computer of my life, I really wanted to track and follow this and just got kind of involved in it. And was very fortunate to get on the list of 100 of these. I don't know how it happened because I'm usually not that guy that gets into those like Kickstarters or whatever their minimum number. I'm usually late and I never get it, but I was fortunate enough to get that. And what I said is, I am not a developer, so what can I contribute and give back? And I'm troubleshooting while I'm talking. What can I contribute and give it back to the community with this developer kit? Because I'm not going to be able to develop things, but I do tend to tinker with video, blog posts, and I thought I am just going to dive into just learning how to use it and try from a user share what we can expect when the final product was released. So that has been my purpose. So if you are new to this channel, if you're just coming here for the live stream, it's the first time you've seen it, I have a whole host of Mega 65 content that you can see. And you can find that at retrocombs.com/mega65 or stephencombs.com/65, either one, or mega65, I'm sorry. So let me say that again. Let's just do the easy one, Stephen Combs, or either one of them are really easy. Just throw a slash at the end of it and go to Mega65 and you'll see a whole Mega65 resource page that has all my video and everything. So then, about 18 months ago, then we learned that the actual box, the real Mega 65 was going to be available, and we were all rushing to be one of the first 400, and I thought, I'm not going to make it. It's just not normally my thing. I don't usually make it. And thanks to a lot of people who were watching my channel, my phone blew up when these were available, and they were helping me make sure that I got one of these dev kits so that I could continue or start to create content for everybody. So really appreciate that. So I had that, so that I would have one of the, not the dev kit, but so that I would have this right here. I pointed the wrong thing. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's go ahead, and I say we go ahead and start getting into it. So I did bring, I wanted to this was the last thing that I was kind of excited about. This is the VIC-20. I don't know if you all have seen this. You've probably seen the C64, but this is something that I bought I don't know, about a year and a half ago. So it's kind of a similar modern product. It's obviously not in here. This is just the box. It's sitting on a shelf behind me. But I just kind of wanted to compare box sizes. We're going to be doing a lot of comparison through this process too. So the first thing we're going to do before we dump in here is let me go back and check the chat room, see how everything's doing. Coding with Culp says, I bought a Nexus 4 based on your video back in November. Oh, wow. I encouraged somebody to buy a Nexus 4. So hopefully you've been using that. So what I would say about the Nexus 4, it is a little tricky, but I do have a blog post. Thanks for that, Culp. That tells you how to get that set up. And that's about a $300 way that you can get into a MEGA65 if you're not in the first 400 or first 1,000. It's kind of fun though. It's a lot of fun. So check that out. So I'm glad I was able to convince somebody to do that. Igor K says, I am waiting for the second batch shipment. Fingers crossed, Trends will make it soon. Yeah, hopefully as soon as these 400 get out, they just start on the next one. So guys, just remember that Mr. Combs doesn't like Steve. Yeah, I am strictly a Steven. Thank you. And that's my executive producer talking right there. So thank you for looking out for me, Mislav. And then Michael wants me to shut up and go box, box, box. Let's get to the box. That's what he's here for. So we are caught up in chat. So now we are going to go to the box. Let's do it. So I do have my trusty handy dandy knife that my executive producer, Mislav, sent my way all the way from Croatia. It's a Swiss Army knife, so we're going to be using that. So let's go ahead and move this carefully. Now, what I also need to do, I'm going to go ahead and, hold on, I'm going to lean down for a minute. And this is the point where I need to turn on another camera. And if I remember everything I'm supposed to do today, I will be amazed. So let's go to video and record. All right, so now that I'm recording on this one right here, this camera back here, that means we're serious now. We are opening the box. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's grab our knife. Let's see, how do we want to open this thing? We've got the ends here. I think we're going to do it that way. Hopefully the camera's pretty good for you. I was able to get a view where we could get the entire box. That was pretty nice. Really appreciate that works. You know, there's always a part of me that when you're opening it, you always say, man, I wish I wasn't opening it, because then when it's open, it's done, right? So we're going to be careful here not to show you my address. Here we go. Here we start with our little peanuts here. That should be all we need the knife for, Mislav. So let me go ahead and pull this out right here. All right. Get those out of here. And I'm just going to push those over to the side. Pull this out. And check over here, and I got a lot of stuff going on, so bear with me. I am trying to keep everything. Oh my goodness, we have this is the new record for the Retro Combs channel. 42 folks watching. Can you believe it? 42. Check it out. All right, here we go. So we got the brown box. We are out of the way. All right, got that out of the way, and isn't that a thing of beauty? Let's go ahead, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is turn it over first this way. Looks like the box survived really well. It did come all the way from Germany, as we know. You should have a really good view. Wow, that is beautiful. Is that not, that's pretty nice. Looks like the box survived pretty well. Got a little bit of a crease there. I'm not sure where that came from, but that's not bad at all. Edges are in really good shape here. Let's go ahead and flip it back over. Let's see what it says on the box. All right. So we have the 21st century realization of the C65 heritage. I'm going to move my mic just a little bit over here. You're probably going to see it, but that'll make it a little bit easier. A complete 8-bit computer running more than 40 times faster than a C64 while being increasingly compatible. Mechanical keyboard, digital video output, dual SDHC card support, Ethernet, which I'm really anxious for them to exploit that Ethernet. There's some really cool things going to happen there. Extended memory and other features increase the fun without spoiling the 8-bit feel. Much of this content was on the MEGA65 website, so you've probably seen that before. Thank you, Igor K. It says it looks great, so I think you're referring to the video, which is great. The wave of nostalgia is amazing. I love this. This could have been me. I mean, look, I mean, look at these glasses. This could have been me, although I was a little older. When I had my first VIC-20, I was 16, so a little bit older, but I love these pictures, these retro pictures. Love this retro monitor. Includes license for all our CCD games. There you go. So we have that all taken care of. MEGA is a nonprofit organization, which we've learned about. Go to mega.org, check that out. And then we get some selections up here of games. So very nice. Let me go ahead and pull this down. Yeah, the two pictures to the right are absolutely perfect. And I've got a glitchy screen here that's really starting to bother me, folks. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can figure out what is going on with this screen, because I really would like to be able to see your chats. Let me go ahead and shut it off and back on here. Always going to be a technical difficulty, it seems like. So let's see if I can resync it here. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to have to work without it. I am. Okay, so let's go ahead and flop this thing over. Yeah, actually, I do have a pretty good view here, don't I? This is pretty nice. There you go. Hit the microphone as you're turning it. This camera is actually working real well. It's not really distorting the shape or anything, so I'm very pleased with the camera that I have chosen. All right, here we go. We're going to open it up. And I'm going to move... Oh, just a quick comparison of the shape. Let me go ahead and bend this back slowly here. All right. So the size, here's the VIC-20 box. You can see the VIC-20 box fits almost perfectly inside of the MEGA65. So very similar sizes, kind of have that legacy feel. This is about the size of a regular VIC-20 box. I did kind of look at that earlier this morning, so pretty cool there. Here we go on the inside. Let's go ahead and start over here on our left. Nothing in there, so got that clear. I'll go ahead and pull this. This, I believe, is going to be the book, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go from what I've seen. Let's see. Can I just slide it, or does it actually have to be cut? Let's see. Looks like... Let me see. Anybody else have opened their book yet? Let's see. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, Michael, I do see your comment. We are going to, we will go ahead and see about installing a battery today too. We're going to do that. Oh, wow, that is not coming out of there. And I'm pretty sure that's the book. Give me a second here. There we go. Just had to really pull it out of there. Yeah, you can slide it, Ed64, if you can. I'm going to tell you, this thing is in there tight. Keep coming. They did a good job with that. There we go. I'm getting it. There we go. Almost. Oh, there we go. Let's go back to our top-down camera here. All right, so there we finally have that. That's loose. That's good. That protected it well in shipping. So here we go. This I will not open up because this has your code in it, so that you can register on the file host and on the Discord, so that you get your Discord account color assigned to your name for what type of owner. So right now, for instance, I am a DevKit owner, so my name is purple on the Discord channel. So I'm going to go ahead and put that somewhere safe over here. There we go. And here's the book. Look at this. Now, this is actually still being updated on a regular basis on GitHub. You can see the changes and follow it. And so sorry to say that when you get it, it is a little out of date, but it's not so out of date that you can't get started. But if you do have concerns or errors that are popping up, I would encourage you to download the PDF version of the full MEGA65 book. That will have not only this book, but it'll have the development book. It'll include everything. I think we're up to 3,000 and something pages. I don't remember. It's thousands of pages. But in comparison, oh, I love it. It's beautiful color. Look at this. Really good quality. Love the size. Comparing it to, I think, one of the best user's guides ever is the VIC-20. So you can see right here, very similar in size. Little longer on the width here, but very similar. And I've always, again, since this was my first one, I've always loved this. Just a lot of fun things in here. It doesn't have necessarily the fun kind of cartoons and call outs that you would find, but this is a really good manual. I've been finding it useful. And how have I been finding it useful? Well, because I even printed a large copy myself. This is probably about a year old now, but you can see I went and downloaded the PDF, sent it to a local print place, and printed up the manual myself. So this is the user's manual and the basic guide all in. So I will probably continue to use this because I will write in this one. And it was actually thinking about doing a more updated one, probably in about a month or so when the manual gets a little more stable. So I've had that one. So let me get rid of that one, throw that one down here. Yes, the real manual is awesome. It really looks nice. I'm very pleased with the quality. And what I love about it is they used latex, however you want to say it, don't shoot me, to publish the whole thing. So that is a kind of a, it's like a markdown language, like Markdown, that you can use, but it's usually used in scientific documentation and research. And I love that they did that because that makes it really open and easy for folks to contribute, add to. It is on GitHub too, so that you can contribute and be a part of making this better. So really great. Appreciate that. What a great manual. There you go. So there's our manual. How about that? All right. So I told you we'd have sneak in a few things here, show off and do some comparisons. So let me throw that down here. Let's see what's in the box over here. Hard to believe that we went this long without to wait for the cardboard, but it really is part of the fun. I am telling you, the box makes it. So just to confirm, yes, you all made the correct decision by waiting. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have in the accessories box here. All right, open that up. Let me check, let me see what we're doing in the chat room. Oh my goodness, we have 46 viewers. Holy cow. If you are watching and you've not come into the chat room, please pop into chat. Let me know you're here. I'd love to know, like Jason did. Jason just said he's here and he's in San Antonio. And he's looking to order one of these whenever he can get his hands on it. So hopefully the live stream today just makes you want one even more, right? By the way, I need to let you guys, just as a reminder, I am not one of the developers. I was not involved in all the beginnings. So this is me as a fan. This is me as just, yes, I had a DevKit and I had a chance to play with that, but this is me as a Commodore fan unboxing. I'm not part of the group that's doing this, and kudos to them because they're an amazing team and they love the community. That's what I love, and they take great feedback. So here we go. We have our, now this is different from the power supply we received for the DevKit. Very interesting. Let me show you what that looks like. I do have that plugged in here, and I was actually thinking, could I just swap that out? But it looks like we have the same plug, but this is different. So that's interesting right there. So this is the DevKit, and this is the one that comes with the MEGA65. This looks a lot more substantial. I like it. It looks like we've got a LED indicator here, so that's nice. We'll need to go, so I was going to just swap it out, but I think I'll use the one that comes with it. So let me throw this down here with the DevKit. All right, so then we got to pick our adapter for the country we're in. Of course, I'm in the United States, so we'll do that, and we're going to take the rest of these. And if you need an adapter, let me know. I'm happy to ship one your way if you've lost one. So there we go. And then we're going to slide this in. Let's make sure we do this the right way. That would assume that that is going to be up. So looks like we're going to slide that on there, push that down, and then push that down right there. So that's kind of interesting. That's going to, oh, wow, that's going to be, because it's in that orientation, this live stream just got more difficult because the plug I have over there, I don't think has enough room for all that. I wonder if I can just use the one that came with the DevKit. I may have to go find an extender. So I may have to step away for a second before we do this. Interesting. So that's a little bulkier than I suspected. I actually like the DevKit one better. I'm not going to lie. I like the DevKit one better, but hey, we'll get to it. We will work it out. Okay. So let me go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and put this up here. We got, here's the user's manual power supply right there. If you want to see that, that's what that looks like. We'll pop that in the box right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that back in here. And let's do this. Let's move our power supply. And here we go. Let's go ahead and shift down a little bit. And let's pull the top off of here. Let's throw that out. And then it looks like we have another box inside of the larger box to protect our MEGA65. Oh my goodness, this feels so nice. This is heavier than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot heavier than I anticipated. So let's go ahead and move the box out of the way. Go ahead and close that. And probably need, there you go, right there. Check it out. If you don't see the size of the box against my head, there you go. If you want a little larger view, so it's pretty big. See that right there? Beautiful box. So, all right, let's go back to here. Let's go ahead and drop that down here. Boy, I've got a mess over here right now. And let's clean off my desk right here. And let's go top down right now. And let's see if we can sneak out the. Whew, here we go. This is the fun part. Here we go. We're going to dive into the MEGA65 now. This is moving pretty easy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this. Are you ready? See, I had a chance to peek under here. So this is the point where I can just tease you all forever. I know you've seen pictures, but you haven't seen it on my desk. All right, that's what we're talking about here. This is pretty cool. So before I open up those flaps, let me check the chat room, see what's going on. And wow, 49 of you have joined in. Make sure again you jump in the chat. Let me know you're out there. And let's just see what we got. We have. Kithcan over there. I love that. Dude, come on. I know, Jamie. It's just killing you. But hey, you've seen pictures. I mean, what's going on? Come on. Michael Webb Mega Team is working on it. If it is not already, join Discord and assuming something else. In the UK, with our 3-prong, it goes on sideways and takes up too much room. It is pretty big. Yeah, Mark, it is substantial. But I think I'm going to figure it out. There's something, I got to be careful though, because if I unplug the wrong thing, I'm going to lose the whole stream. So I'm going to have to be very careful. I probably am going to have to get an adapter because I don't think it's going to, I'm going to have to get an adapter. So before we plug in, I'm going to have to take a short little hiatus and go in there and grab that. Limke, hey, hello to you too. Good to have you here. I read in the 64 that you are stream. Oh, really? In Forum 64. I didn't post that. So thanks to whoever posted that. That is great. The anticipation is killing us. I know, you know, Sean here is from Southern California. I'm sure it's killing him too. Delayed gratification. I know, because Jason, right? When it's over, it's over. Okay, let's get to it. I know you all have been very patient. Hey, I've had the thing for over 24 hours, so my patience is, okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Well, gotta get Jason's chat out of the way. Jason, sorry, can't be in the view here. It's all about the MEGA65 right now. I told you this was going to be different, and maybe not in a good way. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Would you just take a gander of that? Now, I think because we have, let me do this for you, because we've done the larger box. How about that? I can zoom in for you a little bit and get you closer. Can I do one more? I'm not sure if I can do one more or not. That's way out. 1, 2, and done. There we go. Perfect. Mislav says, wow. There you go. Curdy says, wow, give it to me. I know. Isn't that great? By the way, I love your profile pic. That is something else, Curdy. So thank you for that. And again, thanks for popping in for those of you that are watching in chat. Again, in the chat room is where all the action is. So you need to be here if you're not here. All right, let's go ahead and, oh my gosh. Oh, this feels so nice. I normally do not relish that I have something that other people don't. I'm normally not that person, but I feel sorry for all of you that don't have one yet. Okay, I know that was mean. I'm not going to do that. But wow, I mean, look at this. You've got the MEGA65 logo over there. We've got the flop. You know what? Oh, it's in my DevKit. That's right. Hold on. I came prepared. I do have a floppy, so we'll be taking a look at that too, make sure that that's working. There have been some folks been having problems with that. And here's the keyboard. Oh, that's that same mechanical switch keyboard that we've had. Gorgeous. Width, height. Oh man, that's a great question, Sean. I did not bring, I usually have a ruler right here. So what I can do is, let's say, here's my phone. Does that help? So that phone is about, that's about 8 inches, 16, about 20 inches or so. Does the user's manual may tell us what the size is. Hey, those of you in chat, if you could check out and see what the size is on this and pop that in there, I would appreciate it. I don't see it really handy, but somebody may put the VIC next to it. Oh, you want to see it compared to a VIC? Okay, I can do that. Hold on. Do you mind if it's the VIC-20 instead of a VIC? Let's see. I think I have. Here we go. Hold on. I can do this. Let's see. We're going to choose from the collection. let's go ahead and choose the VIC-20, which is great because I'm just going to need this too while I'm at it. So let me go ahead and grab that. So here we go, putting these side by side. Make sure I don't break some wire. Here you go. So if you want to see right here, now I do need to zoom back out so you can see those together. There you go, right there. You can kind of see them together right there. So a VIC-20 and the C65. Now again, we need to remember this is based on the original C65 dimensions. That again, this is a computer that never got produced by Commodore, right? So yeah, need to look at that. So this is, wow, the VIC-20, especially when you start looking at profiles, you see how thick that is compared to the profile of the MEGA65. Oh, I just heard something. I hear something inside doing that. What is that? I don't know what that is. We're going to have to open up and find out what that is sliding around in there. So there you go. There's your size comparison. Let me go ahead and zoom back in here. Oops, hit the wrong one. Hit the color. Hold on. There we go. And hit the FOV one more time. And I think I was on... Okay, is that the... Not that one. There we go. I think that was the set I was on. So there we go. We've got that right there. Let's go ahead and move the VIC-20 out of the way. I'm going to put it on the floor down here. All right. And so Sutek. Let me get this. Yeah. Sutek says that, now I've got a bunch of stuff on my desk that I've grabbed. It is 18 by 8 3/4. Thank you for that. So that was very helpful. Really appreciate that. And let's see. Glad to see the MEGA65 looks so nice. Pity about the rattle. We'll find out here in a minute because I do have the IFU screwdriver. So we'll be breaking that dude open and seeing what's inside. If I can throw something else down here. And 21 inches at its highest. So there we go. All right, so let's go ahead. We've got a couple of things we need to actually do on the inside. We definitely need to check out that sound, but I also have a battery here that we need to install. So before we turn it on, so we're gonna need to do that. Again, as I mentioned, we do have a floppy disk here. We're gonna wanna check that. Let's go ahead and do that first because it's important to know if we're inside, if we're gonna need to be looking for something else. NC says some people receive Megas with 65 with broken ferrite holders. Okay, you know, it kind of sounded like that. So that might be what it is. We'll take a look and find out. Let's see if the floppy drive works. All right, my floppy seems to work beautifully. So that is in good shape. You can see that there. Wow, that actually is really nice. Sorry for those that are having issues, but mine is perfect. Check it out. When you hit this, watch how far this thing goes. I mean, it's really coming out of there. So that is nicely done. There were some issues with the rear back here. I'm going to test that next. Oh, a little bit of misplacement there. You hear that? So it's kind of fallen behind. Let me show you what's happening here. So right there, it is. If I hold it, well, it's fine there. Oh, see, if it's not, now see, I think I seated it and it's fine now. Yeah, I'm not having the issue now. So it may have been an issue, but right now, yeah, I can't push it down. It just wasn't clipped into place for mine. So while I did have that kind of, for a second there, it looks like it's okay now. Now we'll open it up and check it when we get inside and check that out. Okay, let's check in the chat, see what's, I read the battery, must be very cool. Battery keyboard should be very, oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. What's the alignment like at the back, which we just talked about, Mark? Again, mine just didn't seem like it was seated properly. I'm not really having, I mean, I pressed down, there's no issue. So I think we're okay on my alignment. My eject had issues easily fixed. So, okay, Sutek, thanks. If you want to post how you fix that, that would be great. Mostly in the center. In the center, yeah. Maybe a little give there, but not bad. About the keyboard, I love the most of the switches are black linear, but the two, yeah, these are the caps locks and the shift locks are really nice. And I love the inclusion of the lights in there. Those are great. The issue is described on the file host article. Thank you, Tager. I did see that last night. So if you get a chance, everybody else, to take a look at that, make sure you go to file host, which is really one of the tips. I mean, if you have a MEGA65, you have to go to the file host. There's so much good information there. But the other tip I would say is you really got to get in the Discord channel and be a part of the Discord community, because that's where you can really get answers to your questions. Hey, I hang out there and happy to answer. If I know I don't have the answer, there's always somebody who does, or a lot of us just tag somebody who we know or have heard, or that we know that probably could get the answer. So really would encourage you all to do that. Check the floppy button. It should hang a bit. Mine's, I don't know if you're talking about mine. Mine is just, this is working perfectly. I don't know. Yeah, so see, it's still in there. Yep, the way it should be. So mine's is working perfectly. Let me go ahead and bring this up and there we go. That's going to be a little better. Mine is already at the local. Oh, congratulations, Cutie Honey. Yours is at the local UPS distribution center. So good for you. Mark Dell, I missed it. Could you put it back into the box and take it again? Mark, for you, I would normally do that. Anything for you. You're such a great supporter of the channel. But what I would say is just scroll back a little bit later afterwards, and you can check it out. Thanks, Mark. Good to have you here. Glad you're joining us. Can you show the Petsky part of the keys? Yeah, I'd be happy to. So let me go ahead and show you. These are double stamped, so you can see. How about that? Are those beautiful? Look at that. Love that. That looks so good. By the way, you'll see that again here in a little bit. I have a screen set up for us when we actually demo. That should be fun for us. Okay, you are lucky yours works perfect. Curtis, yeah, so far so good. Jason says, how does the keyboard feel? Is it mechanical? It is beautifully mechanical. I mean, Jason, it doesn't get any better. This is like a modern, if you're like one of those newfangled mechanical keyboard lovers, you're going to love this. Now, this is the same one that was on the DevKit, and I've been using it on the DevKit, and it is fabulous. Oh, listen to that. It is fabulous. You know, I really want some modern tools that I can use for instance, one of the things I really would like, and speaking about the keyboard, is I would really love to have a Markdown editor. I do all my blog posts in Markdown. I'd love to be able to actually create a blog post entirely on this, somehow get that information out of here into GitHub so I can post that as on my blog. So maybe, you know, it's something, those are those areas where I really wish I was a developer, knew how to do those things, because that'd be the first thing I'd create, would be a proper Markdown editor for this, so that folks who are in the retro community, maintaining blogs and writing Markdown, you'd have a proper retro computer to do that with. So that would be something I would want. Mark, Jason, the keyboard is the best feeling keyboard I've ever had. It is good, Mark, for sure. It might be. Yeah, it's going to be right in there as the best keyboard. Great looking keys. Yes, they are, Epsilon. They are for sure. Michael Whip says, you are right. Sorry. There you go. These keys make such a beautiful sound. They do. Erie XD says, my floppy eject button also worked, but unfortunately I have an HDMI flickering problem. Okay, well, we're going to take a look at that, and hopefully I don't have that. I will tell you, the HDMI out, at least on the DevKit, and on this guy back here, is really picky. Now, I am fortunate I have a device over here called a Cloner Alliance that really syncs everything for me. I've thrown everything at this thing and not found anything. So I'm going to be going through that. So we may not be doing a comparison test. Even when I'm just running the MEGA65 to a regular monitor, I almost always run it through this Cloner Alliance box because it syncs it up. So we'll check that out when we fire it up. Let's see. Curdy says, some people in the forum wrote that the case fit is not perfect. Have you checked it? Yeah, we just did that a little bit. It moved a little bit. Right along the edge back here, there is a little bit of give. And so if I push in the right spot, I don't get an issue. But if I actually come in here, I can push that back and make it kind of click. Hear that? So I have to do it. I have to make it do it on mine. I normally, no, it's not. No big issue there. So I'm in pretty good shape on this one. I can't get sound out of HDMI. I have to connect to audio port. Have you? That's interesting. So I'm assuming you set up HDMI out so that it sends the audio as well. We'll take a look at that when we fire it up. I had it on my TV set, but sound did but sound did work with my portable monitor. Oh, so it didn't work on the TV, but it worked on your portable monitor. So is that what I'm hearing? The keyboard designed and produced by GMK from Germany. We are so fortunate I actually have German suppliers on this, because if it were coming from China, it would still be somewhere in a box, I'm sure in the middle of the seas. Mark Dale says, I love Markdown. I use it constantly. Isn't a Markdown editor just a text editor? It is, but I haven't really found a good text editor yet either for this. So that's my thing, right? I got to find that. But you're right. If it's just a good text editor. And then the other thing, Mark, for me is, once I have it on a disk. How do I get it off the disk or and onto a PC or Mac in my case easily? And that's not easy right now. As a matter of fact, it's not. There's not a way really for it to work without going through some other tools. So that's kind of interesting. But if we could somehow get that Ethernet port working and somehow have some kind of file transfer and conversion along the way, maybe something with M65 FTP. Gerche, if you're out there, or I know you're not out there, but you're probably watching later, that would be something that maybe we could build into some of the command line tools. I'm using an LG monitor, yep, configured for sound out, and I just tried a 19-inch Dell monitor. Everything worked fine there so far, but the monitor itself has no HDMI sound. Yeah, this monitor right here is a Dell as well. It's a 4x3. Synced up, but it doesn't have sound. I would actually have to hook a speaker. Actually, this old ham radio thing I got right here would work perfectly for it. So I'm gonna get that cleaned up, I think, and put that on there. All right, so let's go ahead and thanks for the chat. I will come back to chat. I know we're anxious to get back to the device here and get some things done. So we've checked some of the things from the outside. Let's go ahead and look at our ports and see how things look here. There you see we have our two joystick ports. You can see it says control port 2, control port 1. We have our reset button, which is right here. We have our on and off switch right there. On the other side, we have absolutely nothing. It is flat. And then on the back, we have all the important bits and this is what makes this so much more special than like a DC64 or even, well, yeah, even a Mister. I'm just not a fan of the Mister project. And I know we need Mister because we need it for the C64 Core, but that's not my game. So here we have our expansion. It says expansion port, but really it is for our cartridges. And I have one here that we're going to pop in and try. So we're going to give that a shot a little bit later right there. Hopefully I remember that. We have our disk drive. I am not going to do anything today with that, but I have on my DevKit used the Pi 1541 and it works fine with the IEC port. So this is the IEC port. So IEC devices should work on this. You have VGA video and you have digital video. Now, again, the other thing I love about that Cloner Alliance box I have is I can go VGA to it or I can go digital video. So that's nice. We have our network. We do have our SD card. Now, I have the SD card from the DevKit. One of the things I want to try is just popping that in and seeing what happens. So we're going to give that a shot, hopefully a little bit. And then our audio out. Now, a lot of you may be saying, what are these for? Well, inside, when we break it open, the board stops about right here. It is designed so that other boards could be added so that you could, I don't know why anybody would want to, but you could add a tape drive controller to it. And it's probably not something we want to do, but you could. But there's also other options too. Like you may want to expose the user port for other things like Wi-Fi modems and other things. Although with this, pop that in, let's use that for networking. So that on the back. I am hey, I got a good number. I think I got a good number, right? 615, I think that's a good number. I like that number. Made in Germany, Mega, that's beautiful. We've got this right here. That looks really nice. Love the way that is in the mold. And then on the back, we have the Steiner Group. Now, I am not familiar with them. If somebody in the chat could tell me who, this is the first time I've heard that name, the Steiner Group. Please let me know who that is. That's kind of interesting right there. Now, in the back here, we do have an access port that we can open up, and that gives us access to the internal SD card right there. And I can pull that out. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. And these are difficult to get out. Wow, that one is in there. Yeah, it's not a clicky, it's a pull out. So let me get a piece of cardboard here to protect my device here. And let's see if I can pull this out. That is not coming out, my friends. Oh, good. Comparison. ErieXD says their number is 418. Oh, Hinsteiner produced the case. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Again, it's the first time I've heard the name. I don't know how I missed that. So let me try. This is really hard to get out. I don't know if that's a newness thing or... Oh, there we go. Got it. Just a little extra. Now I understand. Oh, for some reason, I was under the assumption there was going to be a little MEGA65 sticker on there. I am going to remedy that. I'll tell you what, folks, I'm not going to make a promise, but I will see if I can design us a little sticker for that. And maybe that might be my next supporter giveaway. I might have to send some stickers that you can put on your SD card. That'd be a great gift for my supporters. So I may have to think through that and see if I want to do that. So Mislav is, I think you're still my only, although Jamie, I think, was out there. If you guys think that's a good idea for the channel, let me know, because you're my regular supporters. Mark Dell is a supporter as well, so let me know what you think about that. Now, here's the tricky part, is getting this back in here. There we go. All right. So the other thing I want to do while we're in here, let's go ahead and get a battery installed right here. RE True Day, Retro Day. I should have put that together. RE True Day. I made it very French. RE True Day. It's actually Retro Day. So thank you for that. His number is 367. All right. How is your, Mark wants to know, how is your excitement level? I know you had an early version already, but must be super cool. Oh, it is even better. I mean, I love this. I'm just going to say the DevKit always just felt like something that was pieced together and pieces and parts, and this feels like the real thing. Jamie says stickers sound fun. Good. Okay. I may have to look at that. There may be a lot of different ways we can do. And the great thing about it is everything is open source with this project. So you don't have to worry about anybody, branding and paying royalties and all that. The community wants you to do those types of things for everybody else. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the IFU, which is a power screwdriver. By the way, if you're interested in that, I do have a video on that where I used it to fix a Commodore C128, actually, and it was a lot of fun. So that's good. I'm here for your love and passion of the device. I feed off of it. Well, good for you, Mark. Now, Mark, remind me, did you order one? I can't remember. Did you order one of those? I do not remember. All right, so we're going to go back in, and we are going to open it up. We could fire it up, but we've got some things we need to do. I would recommend that, the first thing you really need to do is get a battery in this thing. So while we're in there, we're also going to find out what's floating around in there. So let me see if I can get this thing undone here. Let me break these open. And then that's pretty easy. So with the IFU, what you want to do is just use it as a regular screwdriver to break it open and then press the screw and then it'll pop out. Okay, let me go ahead and move this up a little bit for you because I know some of you want to see that. Oh, a little bit more. Oh, this one's a little tighter. There we go. This is a screwdriver designed for like, well, computers, but also jewelry and things. So it doesn't have a lot of power to start. So if it's tight at the beginning, you're going to have to loosen it up. But then right after that, then you can get busy with it. It's a nice little screwdriver. I like it. I like it. Mislav, I know. Don't come back at me at the IFU. I have a plan, my friend. It does involve you having some patience, but I have a plan for this. So I have not forgotten about you, Mislav. So I know you're out there going, now he and that IFU, he just keeps throwing that thing in my face, but just hold that thought because I have I'm not going to say what I have. But it is going to require you to have some patience, my friend. Just hang in there. All right, so let me go ahead and get these screws. I'm going to put these to the side over here. Now, I think the best way to do this is for us to turn it back over is what I'm seeing. And again, I'm not getting a lot of give on this back. There's a little bit right there, but still, mine seems to be in pretty good shape. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, there you go. Mislav's giving me grief about the IFU. He's probably halfway paying attention because he's doing something else and he heard me say IFU and went, huh? IFU? IFU? What? IFU what? What are you talking about? So yes, there you go. So thank you, Mislav. But again, hang in there. Patience, my friend. Okay, so here we go. We're going to see if we can get this. Stickers sound good. I'm only a VIC 20 level supporter. Well, you're not only. You are a VIC level 20 supporter, Michael. But here's the thing. As a supporter, sometimes you get things for free too that are easy. So for instance, the PDF for the stickers might be available to you, for instance, as a free. So just hang in there. But there, even if not, there'll be some easy way for us to get those for you. And you are not just a VIC-20. You are a VIC-20 level supporter. So thank you for that. And for those of you that are new and don't know, I have these really fun support levels that are based on Commodore computers, all the way from VIC-20, which is special in my heart, all the way up to MEGA65, which is what our executive producers are, like Mislav. Hopefully he doesn't mind me saying this, is an executive producer. He's at the executive producer level. So he gets a lot of extra little things that is great. All right, so let me go ahead and get rid of this. And I'm going to go ahead and lift this off very carefully. Let's see. Now, I've not done this before, so I'm trying to be very careful. All right, there we go. Lifting that up right there. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take off right here. We're going to remove the keyboard cable. And I understand that's pretty easy. And then we're going to dig in here, and we're going to see if we can find out what was moving around. All right, so let's go ahead and move that. Now, I will tell you, a lot of the developers, and I guess I probably should have too now, but you can see it's a lot easier to get this SD card out of here with the case off. A lot of the developers, when they're developing and having to change that out a lot, they actually don't ever put the screws back in. They just set it on top and use it that way. I don't know if that'll be my case, because I really like to use the external card out of the back. So I'll probably do that. Let's see if we can figure out what that thing was moving around. Oh, you know what? Look at that. That's just this right here. So feels like, yeah, it feels like on the bottom, hear that, see that? Feels like on the bottom for this ribbon cable, there is some sticky material, and it has come loose. So I'm not sure where that's supposed to be exactly. But if I just put it back down here with this one and push, and we're back in business. We are cooking with gas right there. So there we go. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to come over here, and we want to put a battery into our battery slot right there, because there is a clock inside here. And that's the other thing we want to test. Some people have said something about the RTC clock not actually keeping track of time. So I would like to verify that. So hopefully I did get the right one. These are, I believe, these are, yes, 1220. So let me show you what these look like. These are CR 1220s. You're gonna want that. Okay. Mark says yes, that's the right place. Oh, good, perfect. So you're saying that's where it should be right there, holding both of those down. Good, thank you. Mark Dale says I can't keep track of time either. I can relate. Very nice, nicely played, sir. Nicely played. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and break this open here. I actually bought a 4-pack of these when I had the DevKit. So these have been around since the DevKit. Hopefully they are still good, right? And we'll go ahead and drop those over here. But yeah, I think, I had to buy them in 3s or 4. I think I had to buy them in 4. So I'm not sure where the other one is. So let me go ahead and get this into place here. And I think this just gets pushed down here underneath right there. So let me show you how this is happening. So right under, that sits underneath that area right there, and then you just push down. So that's in. So that is in. Now they don't ship with one, because that makes it so much easier for them to do international shipping when we're not throwing a lithium ion battery, and even that size would cause issues. So I appreciate that they did that, and you know, perfectly happy to get my own to do that. So all right, so anything else we want to do on the inside? Let me go ahead and looking back here at the clips and everything looks good. Let's look on the bottom over here. Let's see the keyboard. Here's a keyboard, if you want to see it right here. Now, my understanding is, and I see it right there, is it does have its own little microprocessor in there. And I think that it's a Lattice. I'm not sure if that's an FPGA or just a microprocessor. I'm not smart enough to know that, but somebody may know that. And then everything else is the board supporting these wonderful keys. Oh, here we go. Hey, you want to hear these a little closer? There you go. There's your keyboard ASMR right there, folks. How about that? Buffering is bad. Oh, are you getting some buffering on the live stream? Hate that for you. Let's see. Choppy for me too. I don't know if I can clean anything up. Ooh, boy, I hate that it's still choppy. Here's what I can do. I think I can go ahead. I'm going to go offline for just a second, and I'll be right back. Hold on just a second. Okay, let's see. Okay, I am back online. Let me know. Now, the great thing about this is I did not have to stop the stream. So let me know if I'm showing right now that my stream health is excellent. Let me know if everything is working again. Now is good. Thank you, iCore. So, all right, super. I'm not sure what happened. I turned the Blackmagic design, I sent it to off air and then put it back on. So I don't know if we hit some kind of buffer level or something, but the good thing is I didn't have to stop the stream in YouTube. So that's good. So apologies for that. Not sure what happened. So yeah, it is good now. Phew, good. Thank goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Hated that happened for you. Hopefully we didn't lose a bunch of people. Let me see what happened here for the number of folks that are here. Oh, of course, I just hit the wrong thing right there. Looks like, no, we still have, most of you are still there. Good. I'm glad that you all are still participating. Good. So I'll keep an eye on chat. So thank you for letting me know. If we need to do that again, I at least know what to do now. And again, I'm glad that we could do it without having to stop the stream. So anything else you want to see in the case before we put it together? And then, hey, Andy Morrow, good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us today. It looks like you're from Great Britain, so thanks for joining. We just had a little hiccup there. We had to come back, a little technical difficulty, as we say, but it looks like we're all good now. I'm here. Sean's still saying it's a little blurry on his end. Neil says it appears all good here. Sean, you may want to just go ahead and refresh your browser. You just may be getting some garbage feed coming in. And Mislav says he changed it, the resolution. Oh yeah, it should be, but you should be good at high resolutions again too. So I dropped, ooh, wow, dropped all the way to 144. Yeah, and I actually had a note too in my YouTube studio that the stream was bad. So Andy says he just ordered a MEGA65. Well, welcome to the bandwagon, my friend. You are going to enjoy it, as we found out today. Okay, if there's nothing else about the inside here, you know what we're ready to do now is we are going to attempt to go ahead and plug this thing in, and you all are going to get to see me turn it on for the first time. We'll go through the onboarding screen. There's some other things that are in there. So I think we're ready to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and one of the things you got to remember to do is you just can't lay this on here. You got to remember to plug your keyboard back in. So let me do that. Really appreciate you all joining me on a Saturday, by the way. Thanks so much. A lot of folks who I have seen in the Discord channel and now get to have you as part of the live stream. It's so much fun to have you all here. And again, this is one of the things I really love about live streaming is just the community. It is such a good group. So let's see if I can do this correctly. There, that snaps on there, and that's good. Now, I think I'm not going to put the screws in. I think I'm just going to leave it like that if you all are okay with that. And now I'm going to shift around here a little bit, and I've got some things now that I need to move. Oh, you know what? I need to get that adapter because I'm not going to be able to plug in. I think I can show you. Let me see. See that right there? This is what I'm trying to do. This is not going to fit in that space. So I do have an adapter I can plug in there and pull out. So I am going to go grab that. While I do that, hang on just a second. I will be right back. And I'm back. There we go. And what I've got is one of these little guys. So what I'm going to do is take that, if I can get the right camera here, and we're going to plug this into here. You should always have a couple of these. I'm just going to come out and say it. You should always have a couple of these. Oh, commercials. There's no commercials. Come on. Who's got commercials? Oh, for the, oh yeah, there you go. I see. Got it. You guys are having a blast while I'm busy. So that's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in right there. And again, you've got, here's the iFu again. You can see under the document camera here. So let's go ahead and move that. We're not going to need that for a while. Get that out of the way. We do have, of course, the floppy drive here. We'll be taking a look at that. We have the SD card that we'll be trying from the DevKit. So we're going to come in and do that. And I didn't put that back on, but I think we'll be okay. so let me go ahead and move this over here. And we need to, I'm going to plug this in right there. So let me go ahead and shift this down just a little bit. So you're going to have kind of a weird view here, but I want you to be able to get a chance to see how we're doing this. So here is the power supply. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in here. That fits nicely. And then I'm going to my adapter over here. So now you can see why I needed the little umbilical cord, as I like to call it, so that we can get some space between that. So let me go ahead and plug that in right there. All right, that is in. So now this document camera is going to become something else. Once I get everything in place, it is now going to become, and I'm having to move some stuff over here, but now it's going to become our keyboard cam. So you can see what I'm typing and what I'm doing as I do this. Now I have, let me go ahead, I've got, this is long, you know, because of the floppy drive over here, this is a lot longer. So let me go ahead and move this over here and get this just right. Bear with me just a minute. There we go. Probably a little higher. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? That's not bad. I can move that down just a little bit. So now you can see all the keys. Now check this out. I've got this this new screen. This is my, wow, this is my new super source screen. So you've got me, you've got down below here, you've got the keys. And then when we turn on the Mega, it's going to be over here. How cool is that? And then you see, talking about commercials, there you go. There's the website, all the information you need down there. So I've got everything ready to go here so that we have a really nice screen. I did all of this because just for this day. I mean, I was just, and this is actually, this is really going to be, so there's that keyboard again. You can see the MEGA65 keyboard, but this is I put this together so that we could super sauce. I know, Mark, this is most super sauce or super source, right? It's really good. That's one of the neat things about the ATEM Mini Extreme that you can do. So now, here we go. Are you guys ready? Let me make sure. I think I need to turn on, because I don't want to miss this. So let me get my Cloner Alliance box on. Now we should see a little stripe over here at the bottom here in just a minute. We're going to make sure that is turned on before we turn on the MEGA65. Thank you. I think it's a nice setup too. I'm really tickled with it. Took me a while to get set up. Mark, for you, I've set up, oh, there we go. Good. No signal is what we want. I've got a little macro set up so that I can always get to the screen quickly too, which is nice. Now I'm going to go ahead. The other thing I'm going to do is I am going to set this to HDMI, and I'm probably going to set it to 4:3. So again, that's what's really neat about this device I'm using. So we're going to go to HDMI, and you can't see it, but it shows that it is switched. I know, I'm going to turn it on. Hang on. And then here we go. The first turn on of the MEGA65 by Retro Combs. Oh, you guys didn't tell me I didn't plug in my HDMI port. What kind of support group are you out there? We have to plug in our HDMI cable. Goofball. Not your fault, my fault. For heaven's sakes. So let me go ahead and pull this up here and let's get that plugged in for you. That is going to go right here. Can you believe that? It's like not plugging it into the power, you know? So there we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, now the cable's in the way of that, so that's an issue. So let me move this just a little bit, and let's swing this around, and let's pull this back over to here. There we go. Now you can see the keyboard and everything. That looks good. Hey, that's not bad, is it? All right, and I think I can even get a little light on it. Let's do that. There we go. Smooth that out. Okay, here we go. Trial number 2. All right, here we go. We're going to turn it on. We're turning it on, and if everything works, we should see the onboarding screen. Here we go. Good. There we go. There it is. Check it out, everybody. What do you think? It's working. I did take away some of the blue border on this as well, so that we would see more of the screen and less of the border. So you are getting really an up close kind of view. So this is the MEGA65 onboarding screen. And you can see we can set the clock, we can set the video, which we'll need to do here in just a minute. We can test our audio, and we have CRT emulation. Now I need to go back to headsets for a minute because I need to make sure that I have sound on the number 2. So let me go ahead and turn number 2 on. And I'm going to go ahead and crank up. No, I'm not going to crank it up just yet. All right, so here's what we do in the onboarding. And that's important to note. I saw some folks online say, oh no, I didn't set whatever in the onboarding. You don't need to. You can get back to that. Not to this. Well, there are actual ways to get back to this, but you can get to all these settings in the kind of the firmware, the setup for this machine. So you don't need to worry about any of that. Okay, so don't be concerned about that. Let me just check. Oh, still got quite a few of you joining us. Thank you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my phone here and see what time it is in my neck of the woods. Wow, we've already been online an hour and a half. Thank you all for hanging in. I told you, I warned you all, this was going to be a marathon session. So it is 15:36. So I'm going to take F3 and let's go to 15 and it is 36. So we're going to go to F5. Now I'm probably going to come back and I'm going to go just because by the time I get there, it's going to be 1537. That's the only thing is it's not alive, right? So then the next one, January, let's see, today is the, what is today? Oh my gosh, I should know what today is, 14th. And of course I went too far, so now I've got to go all the way around again. So let me do that. How about that keyboard? Isn't that nice? This is May, April, May, and here we go. Hopefully we don't have the Y2K bug on this thing. That's a joke, right? All right, so let's go to 22. Obviously Y2K has been taken care of a long time ago. Okay, now for video, it says the tab to cycle through. So we're gonna do enhanced with sound, and so I'm torn, right? Because almost everything is PAL that we get. I'm going to leave it at NTSC 60. We can change that easily for now. If we want to test the audio, let's hear what happens. Did you hear that? There you go. And I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Sounds a bit off, but seems to be working. And then here's the big one right now. Everybody always wants to know CRT emulation. Do we want it on or do we want it off? Now, as you'll notice, it gets a little dark. I am, for this demonstration, going to turn it off. I will tell you, I tend to not use it when I'm using an HDMI monitor. I will say back here, though, I turned it on because on that LCD with the 4x3, it looks really good back there. But for this, I am going to leave it. Now, I also appear to be missing some of the bottom of the screen. So let me see if I can get this fixed for us here. Looks like it zoomed out a little much. I don't know what happened there. I thought I had that fixed. Let's go ahead and hit return. Try, yes. I'm gonna say yes. K to keep the video. And here we go. Now we should be booting into the main screen. Oh, gotta turn that down. There we go. All right, we've got that turned down a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, so this is the onboarding SD card that comes with the MEGA65. Now, I'm just, in both ears, I know. Whew, that was tough. You should have had these on. But let me just say this about this. I have other videos where I have gone through all of these on the DevKit. I've gone through the SD card for the MEGA65 and the C64. And we've been doing those through live streams leading up to this. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here because I've already done all of that. And if you'd love to see that, this is my the time where I get to hawk my other wares, right? But make sure you check out my channel for those live streams, and you can see all of the demos. You can see most of the games. You can see a lot of the content that is in here. So if you're new to my channel, new to my content, be sure and check it out. I've already done a lot of stuff leading up to this point. That woke me up. I love it. It woke me up too. Let me tell you, that really woke me up. Let me go ahead and turn it down just a little bit more too. All right, the good news is I can easily do that because I'm using the ATEM as a mixer, and it's got audio on the board, so that's really nice. And that's made live streaming a lot easier, let me tell you. Igor K wants me to update to the latest core. So let's talk about that a little bit. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to show you something else, though, because this came up as a topic on the Discord. I am going to hit run stop right here. And what I want you to note is we're back to a screen right here. If I do list, check this out. This is actually a basic program. This front end menu was all done with a Let me go ahead and get, oops, wrong one. What am I doing? Let's see. That'll work right there. This is all being done with BASIC. So the other thing about the keyboard, though, that's really nice, watch what happens when I hit F9. Check this out. If I hit F9, you remember how we used to have to list? But then watch what happens when I hit F11. I can scroll up and down through the program listing looking for what I need. How cool is that? We couldn't do that before. So that's just me. So no, you don't have to do all that listing business and trying to figure it out. That screen still seems like it should have. The sync on this is interesting. The sync on this is different than it was on my DevKit. I set all this up on the DevKit, and I'm actually missing some of the screen. So let me pop into my ATEM Mini software. Hang on just a second. I think I can fix that. Let me go to my super source over here. And that one is number 2. And I'm going to see if I can, this is going to be tricky. Let's see. See if I can get, I'm going to change the size on this. Is it number 2? Yes, it is. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can, oh, that's changing the size of the box. I don't want to do that. Let's see if I can pull up my, there's the position. Let me pull up my crop. Let me pull up a crop on my top here. There we go. So you can see it slowly changing at the top. Now it's going to mess up my alignment a little bit here, but that's okay because I'd rather you see it than, and then I'm going to change my bottom here. Oops, go the other way. There we go. So what I'm doing is trying to get everything in here for you so you can see it. There we go. There you go. Live changes on the fly with the ATEM Mini. You weren't expecting that today, were you? All right, so let's go back into here. Let me get my chat back up. So there you go, crop top. Thank you. I figured out, Mark. That's what happens when you don't spend every day in this stuff. So there we go. We should be in pretty good shape. Now I am going to go ahead and hit restore for a second here. And we are going to go into our free, whoa, that is really different. That is, I am wondering, let me, you know what? Let me go back into PAL. Let me resume here. I bet it was set up for that. Yeah, looks like it was set up for that originally. So you can see the top and everything. But now when I restore, there we go. Now we have everything. So now if I were to go back and change that, so I had set everything up in PAL. So that is the difference in the format. So let me go ahead and recrop this down a little bit and put that back where it was. And let me grab the bottom right here and do the same. Oh, going the wrong way. And now when I return, we should be in good shape. Okay, perfect. And then we'll go ahead and resume. So we're back to here. Yeah, so now you can see everything is perfect because I did evidently have it all set up to PAL. Now that looks really good. So again, don't forget F9, F11, when you have those long programs, you can look through those. That is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and turn my phone over so we don't get a bunch of things here. And let me go back into chat. The request was, please type play. The music is getting a little repetitive. Yes, sir, sorry. So let me go ahead and do that. There we go. Turn that off, and I appreciate that. It does look like a nice development machine. I was tempted before, but I'm starting to see the... I wasn't tempted. Oh, Neil is starting to see the appeal. Well, hang in there. Maybe we can get you some more. The NTSC picture shifting is fixed in the latest core. Gotcha. Okay, so now what I want to do is... again, I'm not going to go through everything that is on the internal SD card. What I would like to do is take this SD card out of the MEGA65 DevKit, and I do have a core on here. I think I have the latest core. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in. If I can find it. There it is. That is tricky. Why can't I get that in there? All right. Pop that right in. Okay, so then what we're going to try and do is, let's see what it looks like. So we're going to go in here. We're going to turn the power off. We're going to hit no scroll. We're going to turn power on. And this is our core slots. Now this is what I'm going to try and do. We're going to see if we can flash a core in core state number 1. So I'm going to hit 1. And I am getting flashing lights, which is interesting. So what is going on there? Does that mean I'm going to have to use, hey LGB, you know, you're not late. You came in just in time. I was trying to get to the core flasher and look what happened. So I have an internal card in here and I have an external card that I was hoping to pull the core off of. And let me just turn on and see if it's going to pull up my, yeah, so there's 349 right there. So this is interesting. I pulled up the, with the external card from the DevKit, there it goes. Now it looks okay there. So that pulled up. I think this is interesting. So if I pop this in and I type dir, there we go. This is actually the floppy disk right here that is on here. So that is interesting there. So let me see. You have to use the internal card for core flash. Oh, okay. So, well, we can do that. No problem, which is a good thing that I did not put the screws back in, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn that off. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to grab the SD card out of there. I do have in my possession, this is, of course, a micro SD card right here. So I do have this right here. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can replace the inside. So again, it's a good thing I actually did not screw this back on because we can go inside here easily. And it's going to make it so much, this is so much easier to replace this way. Okay, now I know why you guys don't put the screws back in. I get it now. All right, so that is a good call there from the community saying just don't put the screws in. You're not going to want to do that, especially if you tinker it with it. I think if you're a regular user, probably don't want to. Okay, so here we go. You can use the external slot for core flash, works fine. Oh, that's interesting. And then let's see, maybe it's something to do with the card that I have. We may actually have to, and that's going to cause difficulty. I may not be able to do that today. I was wondering if I could grab the cord, but let's see what happens when I use it in the internal. So I'm going to go ahead and hit, well, let's just check it, make sure it's working first. And that's taking a while because I've got it set up to read the drive by default in its first state. So I will show you that here in a minute once it pops and gets done here. Okay, so this one should, because I put in a new card, will have some, actually no, none of the states came from the DevKit. That is interesting, very interesting. Because what should probably, what I think should happen is I can use that SD card and pull it in because it has the hidden partition on it that has my freezer states, and none of those are on there. That's pretty curious. All right, so what I'm going to do is power off. We're going to hit no scroll and see if we can get a new core in here. You could, Mark, you could easily install an SD expansion or an extension, so that would be actually pretty easy to do. There's also, they were sharing on the Discord a Wi-Fi SD card. Now there's some interest there. That could be kind of cool. Dan says, press Shift 1 at the screen to load into core slot 1. Well, it's empty right now. That's interesting. That'll be interesting. Let's see what happens. Maybe we try that. Let's go ahead and see if we can go to, let's do Control 1 here. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and, you know what? I think I just hit 1 before. I don't think I hit Control 1, did I? When I was trying to flash it. I think that's the problem. Now, okay. So now I want to go back to the external and try it. Sorry, I just want to do that. Dan, when you said that in the chat, that just really made me think, I don't think I did that right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off. I'm sorry, I've got to try this because I still think you should be able to do it from the external. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Let's plug this one back in. Hey, I know where it is now. It's going faster. All right, and then let's hit Control F1, hit this. or not Control F1. Hit power and no scroll. Now hit Control 1. There we go. Now that's what we want. Now this is the latest core. We got 2 cores on here. We have the C64 core and we have the MEGA65. I think this is the latest one. So let's go ahead and do that. I would like to drop in, if you guys are willing to hang with me for a little bit and have interest, I would like to drop the C64 core on here as well. If this thing flashes as fast as I think it's going to, because I'm looking at the screen, we should be in pretty good shape. So here we go. We're going to put in the latest core. All right, so we've got this right here, says verified. So you get a chance to really see how all this works if you've not seen it. Those of you that are getting new MEGA65s, you can come back and watch this and figure out how to do that. So let me straighten this. There we go. This has got our fast attic RAM flasher in here. So this is great. So it's not going to take long at all. Dan says, oh yeah, Control. That's what I meant. I know, right? Yeah. And so we're all a little confused today. While that's happening, let me get a sip of this episode, not sponsored by Ale81. I love Ale8. Oh, my cap just popped off. I know, not good to have liquids next to your precious Commodore Mega Commodore. See, it just feels like a Commodore. My MEGA65. It's over there now. It's out of the way. Everything's good. This will be a great video to watch when I get my machine. I hope it will. What I will do is when I get done, I will try and put time codes in for it so that you can go back. This is so long, I don't want to fool with editing, but I will put time codes in so that you can jump around to the things we've done. So I'll try and make sure. Mark says the C64 core may not work. You may need to download the alternative one. It did not work for me. Really? Where's the alternative one, Mark? Let me know. We can give it a shot. It looks like it's not going to take long. All right, it says it's successful. So now you can see it loaded there. Let's go ahead and load it up and see what happens. All right, so that worked out well, and we are on ROM 349. Now it's still trying to read the floppy disk by default, I think. It's taken a while actually to boot up here, which is interesting. The DevKit did not have that same, so let's hit restore. And there we go. There's my slots now are showing up. So for instance, I have a couple, there you go. There's a game right there that is in my freezer. So I just need to update the core for my slots to work. So these are some states I have right here. So just all kinds of fun things that I have. So if I load this one, for instance, right here, and oh, monitor break. That's interesting. That should not have done that. So now that could, there could be some reasons that that's happening. I probably should reset, quite honestly. Yeah, I need to reset. Let me go ahead and reset the computer. After the core, that was probably not a good thing. But while we're doing that, let's go ahead and no scroll. Let's go ahead and turn that on. And let's go ahead and let's see if the C60, see, I did it again. I didn't hit control, so hold on. Let me go back here, hit control and 2 so that we can flash that slot. We're gonna see, I'm gonna try the original core, see what happens. And we'll press enter. Now again, because it's so fast to do this, this did not used to be this fast. I have a comparison video of what it used to look like versus what it looks like now to flash them. It is painful, I will tell you. So while we're doing that, yeah, the delay on startup is odd. Don't have that. So again, I'm not sure if that's something specific to my SD card because it was on the DevKit and it's coming over in the partition. I don't know. I'll just have to figure that out. Mislav says, Steven, the computer I ever opened was a C64. Oh, so that was your first in the 80s when I spilled. Oh, well, wait, you spilled juice on. Oh, no. You were too afraid to tell my parents. So spill away. You'll learn a lot. I am not spilling on this because, you know, the supply chain for these is not such that I can get a replacement just like that. I mean, and really pricey too. Yeah, so we all need to remember this is a community project. This is not a a mega conglomerate producing these, mass producing them. So we've got to be very careful with them. Got to support. We got to understand we're probably going to have some things we're going to have to work through. And actually, it should be part of the fun. And for me, it is to watch these things happen. Hey, there's Wayne Ritteman says delay at startup is probably looking for the autoboot.c65 on the physical disk. That's a good. I may have one of those. I have to look at that. Did you leave the floppy in? It is not in. That is a good call. Let's try it and see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it in. We'll see if it boots up faster with the floppy in. Good call, folks. So let me go ahead and clear this out. Now, this one says that core is working. Let's try it and see what happens. Or it says it's flashed. It didn't say it's working. So see, right now, it appears to be working on this one. So this is the C64 Core. Now, I do know I need to do this to unsquash it. Hold on. It's interesting. I have to go to 16:9 here to get this in its correct state. So I have to go back and forth. So that's what it should look like on there. And then when you hit help, and I had a whole live stream on this. If you're interested in this, you can check out that live stream. So I've got some work to do on my setup here so that you can see everything. But you can see that appears to be working. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is turn off the computer. We're going to turn it back on and see if with the floppy in, if things work. It still looks like... Hold on. Oh, no, that was a lot faster. Yeah, let me get back here to 4x3. That was a lot faster. Let me show you what that did. So with the floppy in, because I've defaulted to the floppy, there you go. See how much faster that is? So I do have it set on this SD card where it defaults to this because there's some things I plan to do with this. There you go. So there's my, so you may remember this from another video I did. Or not. What is that? Huh, interesting. So these are all the fun things we get to work on. Let's see, why isn't that working? Interesting. Yeah, even the color, it's really, this is kind of odd. Let me try something here. There we go. Because this should work. This is the latest version, and it looks like I've got maybe something has changed with the command since I did this. That could actually be. Let's try it again. Let's see what's list 20. Yeah. List. Oh, come on, keyboard. Actually, not keyboard. Come on, Steven. All right, list 20. So I need to go back and check and see what's going on there. It looks like there's a syntax error. Might have changed the color statement since we've done that. So, all right, there we go. So that's good right there. Yes, it could be. It could be. Yes, it was that. So that's exactly what it is. All right. Now, not a lot more to go. We've been at this for about 2 hours. One of the things I did want to try, though, is I did want to show you all the cartridge and port and maybe a game or two so that you could see that. If you have things, let me see how many of you are still hanging in there with me. Wow, there's still 45 of you joining me, so this is great. So if you have any questions, anything, color 1,2. Angela is saying space missing on the third color statement. Really? That shouldn't matter. The space should not matter. However, you are saying color 1,2. I need to go back and check because this was all working. I don't think this is an older one. Let me see here. Well, you know what? This might be an older version of that. Well, okay. Well, I'll come back and I'll take a look at it later. We'll figure it out. But I do have a whole blog post on this program. I just don't remember. Maybe this is an older one I haven't updated where I was working through it. So we'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Space shouldn't really matter. Can you explain how to format a floppy disk, please? Well, it is, I do, and I'm trying to remember. There's a whole command for formatting floppy disks, and it is I believe is it header command? Hold on. We will go to our book. I believe it is the header command, and it is not that difficult once you get the hang of it. So let's pull up. I formatted it a while ago, so it's not the header. Yeah, here it is, header command right here. So everything is in here. It is the disk name. Now, I'm not going to, this is the only floppy I have, so I can't go through the process with you, but it is the header command. You're going to want to use that right there. So make sure you do that. Now, it does support SD and HD. I just went ahead and stuck with the single without this over here. You'd have to do some covering. I found these, believe it or not, at Amazon. They had some, and they're kind of hit or miss when they're available. So these were actually purchased about 6 months ago for my DevKit. So yeah, go and use the header command for that. Great question. So again, I can't do it because I don't have a spare. I didn't grab one to format for you, so I apologize for that. So I do have this wonderful Hyperkin joystick, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with these, I do love them because these are newly made by Hyperkin. They sell an Atari 2600, I guess a clone device, modern device, which is kind of cool. And it does have our pins, so we can plug that in. And again, modern, feels good. It's got that, it feels like an Atari 2600. It's got a good retro style to it. These are only about 20 bucks too. So you can find links to these. I'll put a link to this in the video description. If you're looking for a good one to start with and don't want to spend a lot of money on like a competition for now, this is a good one. It feels very retro. It's a little better made actually than the original Atari ones. And then we are going, and I'm horrible at this game, we are going to throw in a Crazy Blaster cartridge. So we're going to plug a cartridge into this and see if it boots into C64 mode and plays this. Now, this will be interesting because it did work before on my DevKit. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine off. I'm going to plug it in. That sits nicely in there. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to cross our fingers. And it's loading. Now, there we go. Now, I think you're going to be able to hear it. There you go. You can hear that. Nice. Yeah, Coding with Colt agrees. The Hyperkin is a pretty cool joystick. Thank you. You can also use format instead of header. Can you? Let me see. I'm looking for format. Now, I do not see that in the manual. I will say that. So let's see. We might pop back in here in a minute and just see if format is a valid command here. We'll check it out. So this game is horrible. It's not horrible, but as you can see, so this is from a cartridge and it is actually running fine. And let's see, now you can see there you go, right there. And this is one of those things you shoot to start and you don't shoot yourself. So I always do this. I keep forgetting what I have to shoot to start, and shoot me to start. Yeah, see, shoot me, oops, yes, I know, this goofy game. Somebody remind me what I have to do. Shoot me to start. So if I shoot, see, that's not working. I think maybe I have to go up here. Let's see if I can get up there. Yeah, see, it didn't go up far enough on the base. And I just died again. There you go. Well, anyway, we do know that the joystick is working, and that is, yeah, so I just keep dying, and this game just drives me bonkers, but at least we do know that a cartridge is working fine in here. So let's go ahead. Are the double-sided? Yes, double-sided, double density, you bet. Yep, and so far I've not had much that didn't work in here as far as that. Let me go back in here. I'm not going to format, but I'm just curious. Syntax error. Of course, it would need some tags on it. So I'm not going to do it because I don't want to format this disk right now. I am not familiar with format. Mark says header name. Yes, I think that is exactly what it is. Yes, I think that is perfect. Again, check the manual. It gives it, but I'm pretty sure what Mark lists here is exactly what you need to do. And it works. Mark says it didn't work for me. Strange not calling the command format. Well, it's actually from the days of Commodore. You know, they're trying to stick as closely to possible to what was on the plan for the commands for the Commodore. So they've really done a good job. For instance, commands like from the +4 and the 128 scratch, I think is still working and those types of things. So it's in there. Looks like color only takes one argument now for the foreground. Yeah, I'll have to check. Again, I'll go back and check. It may have changed that. Thanks for confirming. Look forward to seeing if format is interchangeable with header command. Again, I'm going to have to check on that. Double-sided, double density. Yep, and double-sided high density floppies also work. That is correct. You can buy those too. So you can use HD disks, but covering the HD notch. Yes. There you go. And just like old school, right? We used to do that in the old days as well. All right, let me just check and see. I think we've been at this for about 2 hours. We've gone through a lot of great stuff here. We've got it all working. I'm going to spend more time with it. I do have, I will give you all a hint for those of you in the live stream or watching late. I do have a fun prepared video coming up where I'm going to help you get the most out of using your MEGA65. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is just yet, so you're going to want to stay connected to the channel. For all of those who are new, make sure you hit subscribe down there. You can hit comments. You can send me a little thank you down there if you want to do that for the day. Feel free to do that. Just a lot of great stuff coming with the MEGA65 now that they're actually in our hands. I'm torn now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Everything going forward, do I use the MEGA65 to produce everything, or do I occasionally use the DevKit? And I say that, do I want to protect this at all? I mean, that's where I'm torn. Do I want to protect this at all and just use the DevKit, or should I just start using this? I think I just need to start using this on a daily basis. So everything I do, I will start doing from here. Plus, it is now the MEGA65 that we should all be referring to. So I will continue to do that. So this was absolutely a blast. It was even, I would go as far as to say it was even a crazy blast, although this game just drives me bonkers, as you can tell. I'm actually thinking about playing a little bit of that when I log off here, so that could be fun. Again, if you have any questions, I really think you need to hit the Discord. Make sure you're doing that. I am happy to answer questions as well if I can. Usually I'm better at answering questions when I have a little time to read through. I'm not great for the on-the-spot stuff, which is why I love the chat room. And thank you to all the folks in chat. You guys were so helpful, guys and gals. Thanks for joining. If we just want to bring up the stats for the day, if you want to see what that looks like, we've had really good views. This is unlike anything I've ever had. You can see at one point we've had 186 unique views. I have never had that for a live stream. So that is pretty impressive. That tells me there's a lot of interest about the MEGA65. I would encourage all of you who are getting MEGA65s, continue to share your pictures on social media. If you have a YouTube channel, put some video out there of your unboxing. Everybody will do their unboxing a little bit differently than I would do it. And it's always great to watch. I've watched a couple already, and we just need to get the word out and let people know that the MEGA65 is available, and there are still some available in the next 1,000. So don't think you're out of it. If this is you're just watching this and this has piqued your interest, and hopefully it did, that you'll want to go out and grab one as well. Remember, you can go to mega65.org and you can grab one of the 1,000, and I cannot tell you how many of those are left. I imagine that after all the excitement, those are going to go pretty quickly now. But I think at last pass, let me see, I can verify here, mega65.org. Let's see. Here we go. Check this out. It says you can pre-order for batch number 2. We are currently shipping batch 1. So if you want to hit that, you can click right there and you can go in and you can get one from batch number 2 from Trends. So that's pretty exciting that that is still available for those of you that have been on the fence and not sure. Again, we're not sure exactly when those are going to ship, but it can't be long. There's not much. I think all the boxes are in, so you're not going to have to wait for that. And it should be a really good time. The Discord, let's just, you know what, while I've got you all, I don't think I've ever shown the Discord channel during a live stream. Let's go in and pop in on those folks and see what they're talking about, shall we? So let's go over here, and I'm going to go back to this one here. Oh, and by the way, if you do choose to become a supporter at a certain level, you can join my Discord. I have a small little Discord where we have some members that chat and share. I shared a few extra pictures that did not go anywhere else. If you're curious about that, you can find all the information for how to be a supporter down below everywhere. But I do have my own little Discord if you'd like to join that. So a little shameless self-promotion there as well. But you'll see over here the MEGA65 Discord, a lot of activity. Looks like I've got a message there, shall we? Let's check it out. Interesting. My RTC generally works, but leaving the vector clock on the background while watching. Hey, thanks, Kithcan. While he's watching the stream on my PC, sometimes the various fields hours glitch to a strange. So you can see it's a great place just to share concerns, issues, and we can find out most of the things that we're noticing. If it's not hardware, I know we've got some concerns about the back of the case, but all the software stuff we should be able to fix. It's an FPGA. It should be easy to fix with either an FPGA fix, a firmware fix, or a core fix. So the team really needs a lot of folks and a lot of people out there working through this. to provide feedback. And you can see we have these areas. So we've got order support if you're still waiting, and you can see where everybody stands on their orders. That's where they're sharing. Just general banter here is a lot of fun. If you have a dev kit, those of us with dev kits, we would post our questions here. Here's a great place for the manual. If you want to ask questions about the manual, provide support, give suggestions, you can do that here. I love this one. This is one of the ones I enjoy. With a lot of talk about what monitors are working, what people like. It's just a great place to hear about the peripherals that folks are using. Announcements only is usually just, yeah, here we go. Please post announcements only here. So we're trying not to chat in that area. What we're trying to do here is really just share announcements. And that's for the team primarily. There's a few of us. Shallan is one and I'm one. If we have live streams, we've kind of asked if we can post things there, and they've been gracious to say, oh yeah, because that's helping support the MEGA65. So I will occasionally post when I'm having a live stream or some new video. That will be here. That'll also be here on my own personal channel too, if you're interested in that. And then these are the real meat and potatoes of it. If you want to learn more about coding, you have questions about BASIC. I got so much help here when I was working on the Radar program. That's a great place. The closed ROMs, if you want to know about that, you'll have access to that once you purchase. Until you purchase either a dev kit or the MEGA65, you won't have access to that area because that's where the ROM is. You have to be an owner in order to have access to the ROM. So I think we should really, wow, you can see a lot of good stuff here for the first. So I've again never shown this, but I think showing it is really a good, something I should have done long ago to get more people excited about coming into the community, because the MEGA65 community, that is part of what the experience has been for me for the last 2.5 years, is really getting to know a bunch of folks here and made just a lot of virtual friends. There's some really great people there that are just so willing to help. And again, I would hope you would count me as one of those that if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer as well. So I think, let me go back in one more time here and just check and see if there's any final chats here that I need to take care of. Looks like we are in, if I can pull it up here, where'd it go? Let's see, here we go, right up here. If I could get, oh my goodness, I can't find my chat window. I've lost, oh, there it is right there. And so, oh, Mislav, thank you so much. That was not a plea for you, but I want to thank you. Mislav just sent me a thank you down below. So thank you for that. And you can see that in chat. So thanks. I really appreciate it. And again, I will let the lovely accountant know that super chat is for her. So thank you, sir. I always appreciate it when you do that. And I appreciate it when all the rest of you join in on that too. So let me just hit chat one more time, make sure we're good before I go here. Nice job. Mine is supposed to be here Monday morning. Good. You're going to have a great, I was really contemplating being sick. I think there is a thing. I think there's this, I won't call it a virus because that, we don't want to get this thing whole, but there is something about a MEGA65 congestion you have. So I think if you call in and say, I've got a MEGA65 congestion, it's fine. They're going to hear that and they're going to think you're really sick because it sounds like something, right? A MEGA65 congestion. You don't want to take that to work and you can't really talk, so you need to be at home. So I'm not going to say that you should, being, a supervisor myself with some employees, but, work-life balance, you got to have a work-life balance. So do that. Igor K, you are very welcome. I'm glad we were able to work through it. Michael says, thanks for the stream, Stephen. It's been fun, even if I've been half distracted by Discord during parts of it. Well, good. I'm glad you're actually in Discord. That's a good place to be distracted. Found this link through the MEGA65 good Discord. Great. So great to have you, Epsilon AUS. And remember, subscribe while you're down there so you don't miss my future stuff. I do typically do a live stream, and a lot of times it is MEGA65 related, something new we found out, a new game or some demos or something, about every couple of weeks. And I'd like to try and do something prepared in the off weeks. Now, it's not all MEGA65. Occasionally, like this last time, I did something on the, I can't even remember what the thing's called. Holy cow. So this is my day right here. Oh, the Clockwork Pi kit. The DevTerm, and I was missing, in my mind, I kept saying DevKit, DevTerm. So if you're interested in the Clockwork Pi DevTerm, they were kind enough to send me one and I run through that. And I guess I should let you all know, I'm working with trying to compile or build the Xemu emulator to run on that device. So wish me luck on that. If I get it working, that'll be a prepared post probably that I'll share with you and show you how to do that, because that would be really a cool little portable MEGA65 that you could take. I'll continue to work with the Nexus board over here a little bit too. That will continue to develop. There was some activity now. You can connect to one of the JTAG connectors. You can connect a 9-pin DIN, and it works. I need to do that and show you all how you can do that. So if you want to go this route for a MEGA65, that's a really inexpensive way to do it. It's kind of flaky because you got to get the right keyboard, but it's still a good option for us to do that. So I do want to work on that. Let's see. LGB says, thanks. I was not expecting it to work, honestly. Oh, well, great, Wayne. I think it's working fine. Let's see. Again, Mislav, thank you. I will share with the lovely account. I'd love to see GEOS. GEOS is working. You know, I don't know if I have. Let me see if I have a GEOS core loaded for you. I'll tell you what I will do, though. Let me pop out the. I think GEOS comes. Let me. You know, I know you want to see that. I think I can just load it quickly. Now I don't have a mouse hooked up, but if you just want to see it, I might be able to do something. Hold on just a second here. Let me go ahead and turn off my. Let me grab the card out of here. And I think GEOS is on the default card. So what I'm doing now is I'm going back in here. I'm going to reinstall this. Let me see if it's on there for you so we can see if that is on there. And then you get a chance also to see how you can change some things. So let me go back to my super source over here. Let me go ahead and turn this back on. Now this is the original SD card again. So Shallan, let me just see, since you're here with me, let me see if I can just go ahead and get this working. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit restore. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to change the video here for us to PAL. I'm going to go to 0 right here, and there's the GEOS right there. I'm going to hit enter. Now, when I do that, I should be able to hit, oh, I'm trying to remember what it is now. If I hit, I think it's restore. Oh, nope. I've got to get out. Hold on. Okay, let me try this again. So it's kind of interesting how you have to load it. You don't have to do the same things. So let me go here. And let's just try something here. Let's go to resume. And let's do this right here. Let's do shift run stop and see if it'll load. Yeah, so when I load it this way, it never works. You have to do it a very specific way, and I'm trying to remember what it is because I'd love to show you that, Sean, because it is kind of cool. But you have to have the core. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, I think I remember how to do it. So you have to come up here, do this, and then I have to come up here. Oh, here's some, oh, they've already loaded some cores for us. Look at this. Hey, I did not see this. So maybe, they don't have the GEOS core loaded. So hold on. You know, just when I think I'm done, now I'm gone down a rabbit hole. So let me see if I can. I'm really interested in what these other cores are now. I really want to play with them and see what we've got going on. That's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, wait, I think that's the one. Yeah, that's slot 0. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to find an empty slot here. That is slot 8. I need to remember slot 8. I'm going to hit F7. I don't think this works now that I'm thinking about it. All right, and then let me try something here. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, that's what I just tried, Michael. The reset. But for some reason, it is not wanting to let me try it again here. Oh, there it is. There you go. All right, so there's GEOS. Thank you. You're right, exactly. I was confused again. So I don't have a mouse connected, but here's GEOS. You can see it's high res, so it's really kind of cool. Hey, Heinz, no problem. Good to have you. We've been through a lot of stuff. I was just getting ready to log off, but then I got distracted because a few folks were saying they would love to see GEOS. So I'm showing it, but unfortunately I don't have the mouse hooked up. For those of you that don't have an original Commodore mouse, there is the Mouster. I do have a video on the Mouster, and the firmware for the Mouster is also available on the File Hub too. I would recommend you get one of those because then you can use any USB mouse and it works really well. Now, I will tell you, just curious, anybody else, did you support the Tank Mouse project on Kickstarter? I went ahead and did that. And it looks like that's going to be another year, but at least that'll be come in. And I think that's going to really make a nice addition right next to the MEGA65. So I'm looking forward to the Tank Mouse. The original, the 1350, 1351, they're hard to find. I would love to have one, but I can't find one anywhere. So it's not working. Yes, Amiga mouse should work. Again, Michael, thanks for reminding me how that works. Disk images rather than cores. Ed is talking about something I think I missed in translation, so I don't think that happened. And, oh, yep, that's Mislav. Thank you, Mislav, again for that. And I see what you'd love to see, the GEOS on a future show and the 40 megahertz show. I do have something on GEOS planned. It's a little later on my list of things to do, but I do hope to do it. Oh yeah, there you go. M65 congestion. Don't forget, that's our code. If I see on Twitter that you had to stay home from work because you had a little M65 congestion right there in your chest, that's our code. All right. It's not very subtle code, but it's code. It works. Ben, WFH full-time since 2019. What is WFH? Oh, you got me, cutie honey. I'm sorry. I don't know what WFH is. Let me know. I'm not hip to all the young lingo and all that. So I'm working on it though. I'd say spread the MEGA65 spread the MEGA65 congestion. We're not spreading another virus. We've already gone through enough years of that. Jamie says, fun stream, enjoyed. Thank you so much, Jamie. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining us at the college graduation this morning. Really appreciate seeing. Good to see you there. And actually offering technical support to our college staff, trying to help us with a really cool project. It was providing closed caption for the people in our audience, which was really fun. So thanks, Jamie, for doing that for us. Coding with Culp says, I'm a middle school science and robot. Oh, another educator. See, there's a lot of us in education. Robotics, aerospace, engineering teacher. We only have 2 weeks left. I can make it. There you go. Neil says GEOS would be great. Hope you guys don't mind. I just love catching up on chat because there's always good stuff. MEGA65 variant of a certain virus. Oh, there you go. Need to stay home for sure. Absolutely. Michael says GEOS D81 is on the factory card, which we found. So good there. We're good. Can you use an Amiga mouse? You can. So let me, it's a great question. Let me show you something here. If I turn this off and I hit Alt and hold down, if I go to my configuration utility, which is number 1, you'll see, I wish I had changed this back to, well, you can see enough of it. Let me get rid of the chat here. If you go into your configuration utility, you can see you can choose the type of joystick that you want to use as your input. And you'll have to mess around a little bit with it, but it works. And I had to mess around with that a little bit with the Mouster too. You also, while we're here, I may as well show you have your chipset. So you can change some things there. Down here for the default disk image, you can see right now I'm having it use, this has it use the SD card. I had it on the external SD card using the 3.5-inch floppy. That's how you can change that easily. If you want a default disk image, like GEOS, for instance, you could type geos.d81 here or geos65, whatever. It has to be the exact name, and then that will be your default disk. That is really handy. I know when I was doing the C64 demos, a lot of times I would just make that the default disk image. So that's good. Over on video, we've already talked about that. Remember, we talked about early on that the onboarding screen that showed up, you can get back to those settings. This is where you do that in the MEGA65 configuration. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little cursor. If you do have a mouse attached, you can make all these changes with a mouse. You can move the mouse around. So again, if I had the Mouster or a 1351 mouse, that would work. We have our audio over here. You can see we have audio in either stereo or mono. If you're really doing some fun things, change that SID generation to this. There's some great demos that use that, so you'll want to do that. There is audio amplification built in if you have a speaker. Now that only works, of course, on the 3.5mm audio port, so remember that. The network, you can plug this in to your home network. It will automatically assign the MAC address, and then there is Hausterbegriff is a telecommunications program that is available. I don't know if that is on the, I think it is. I think it's on the file host now, but it uses Telnet to connect to several popular Commodore BBSs that have made the shift from a modem over to Telnet. And those are so much fun to play with, but you can do that. That needs some work. If there's anybody out there who's really looking for a project, that's one I'd love to see developed. And then of course done, we can save all that. So that is the MEGA65 configuration. The other thing, let me go ahead and let me pop out of that and show you again, because there was a menu before that. Again, my hope was I could share with a few. You'll see number 2. If you look at number 1 was the configuration, was the menu we were just in. If you look at number 2, that's your SD, F-disk, and format utility. Remember, you can't just pop any old SD card into your MEGA65. You've got to use that utility. There's a hidden partition. You remember all those freezer slots that I was showing you? All the settings, that's all in a hidden partition. And this number 2 utility will format that so that SD card is set for your MEGA65. So take a fresh SD card, highly recommend a fresh one, throw it in, format it, and you're good to go. Then you can move it back and forth between your PC, and you can drag those .d81 images. Remember, the MEGA65 only supports .d81 images currently. .d64, D71s may come later, but right now it's .d81. So you're going to need everything in .d81, which is sometimes a problem because a lot of things don't come on that. But more and more will, and then hopefully .d64 is coming. And of course, if you're using .d64 mode, it's probably because you're in C64 mode, and the new core that we tried to load, or we did load, we were successful loading the new C64 core, it will read those .d40, D80, the other one, right? I'm trying to get all my 1541s and 71s and 81s all straight. So it will read those .d64. So that's good. And then there's another area here is just your keyboard test. If you want to make sure everything's working on your keyboard, that's what that does. It's kind of handy just to test your keys. If you think you have a problem in software, in a core or with a ROM, something doesn't appear to be working when you hit a keystroke, come back to this, and this will check actually the physical connection and the hardware itself to see if that's working. So just a couple of things there. And then of course, I showed you earlier, if you hold no scroll and power on, then you will, if I turn it off long enough, there we go, and you do this, it will load that for you right there. And then we can load slots. Now, unlike the DevKit, in the MEGA65, we do have 7 slots. So cores available currently, there's a Game Boy core, there's a C64 core, and there's a ZX Spectrum core. I've loaded all of them. I don't like the Game Boy core. It's just me. I'm not a Game Boy player. I don't like the ZX Spectrum because the keyboard doesn't match. It's a disaster trying to figure out what's supposed to be what. So that's why I, for instance, supported the Spectrum Next 2 second edition, which has been delayed another year because of everything. But that's fine because I've got this to play with. So I think I'm going to enjoy the C64 core. Watching that development, that is going to be a blast. So, and again, we saw that earlier. So that's working fine, right? Or it was working. Look at it. It's flashing right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe that was the issue somebody was having, right? That's interesting because it worked when we first flashed it. Maybe I do need to get that new core. Oh, there it goes. So it's just evidently just a little hiccup there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go back here. And let me make sure I am, see, I'm still in NTSC. So let me just show you, I need to do this anyway. So let me just show you what I'm doing. And gosh, several of you are still hanging. There's a lot of interest on this machine in there. Okay, so since I've got something I want to get done, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to turn this off. I am going to hit my Alt key, and I am going to permanently change this to PAL because everything just seems to run better in PAL. So I'm going to come over here to video. I'm going to hit this one right here. And enhanced with audio, everything looks good there. And I'm going to come over here and go to done. I'm going to save as defaults and exit right there. That keyboard is so good. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. That is a good keyboard. And then that's going to clear everything up. So now when this loads, it should load in my screen. There we go. That looks better. Now you can see everything. I am going to show you the thing I have loaded back here. Let me go ahead and show so you can see that. And that is a demo that I found called Genetics. So right there. Just so you can kind of see what that looks like. Now, interestingly, it's cleaner over, there we go. here, if you look, it's got a nice clean, but over here, there's a little bit of a break in that video. That's kind of interesting. So, but that's really a cool video that shows off the color capabilities of the MEGA65. So I really like that. Let's see. Let's go back to chat real quick. Sorry for being late. We already talked about that. Cool. Mouster is great. Yes, Mark agrees. Let's see. Coding with Culp. Feel free to PM me on Discord when you're ready. Oh, so are you guys up to something? Oh, wow. I've missed a lot of stuff. Let's see. Michael says, oh, the link for the Mouster. I will, here's what I'll do, Epsilon, AUS. I will put the link to the Mouster in the video description as soon as I get done. I'm going to go into the video description after this, as I said, and I'll do time codes. I won't get to those because I need to let the thing process through, but I can get some links. So I'll do so right now I need to add links for the Mouster, the Hyperkin. Is there anything else? Let me know. I will pop that in there. So Tank Mouse, also with a Mouster configure as an Amiga mouse instead of 1351 is much nicer. Thank you, Wayne. That's good. This is great because now we're starting to see people who have worked with this device, have gone through the struggles, and they know how it works. So I'm really digging this. So let me go ahead and I'm going to change over here. I'm looking over here at my chat, so they give you a chance kind of to see what's going on. And you get to see the studio/basement a little bit more. I think Ed is asking if you can move the mouse with keys. If you're talking, no, you can't in the configuration utility. You can configure GEOS to do that or work with a joystick. That's kind of painful. I would not suggest that for anywhere. 1351 is so expensive. I mean, it's ridiculously expensive, right? Sean says he supported the Tank Mouse too. Great. I've had no luck with my Amiga mouse on my MEGA65 yet. Michael, I think we should be able to figure that out. Just verify that it does work on an Amiga before you try and bring it over is what I would say. But I think if we go to the Discord, we can help you get there. Work from home. Is that a question for me? Do I work from home? I do not working from, I see Michael is working from home. Got it. Coding work from home. Epsilon is working from home. I am not work from home. I have some days or sometimes I'll take meetings from here, but I have an office at the college. So I don't work from home. Of course, I did for 2 years pretty much. So there. But a lot of you are working from home. Excellent. So that's great. Let's see. Epsilon. There you go. And then Jamie, thumbs up. Jamie works from home a little bit, I think. Any idea when batch 2, Jerry? I wish we had an answer to that. I don't know that we have the exact answer. I would just say under that order support in Discord, keep an eye on that. They will let you know. And feel free to ask the question. They don't mind you asking the question. Or before you ask, I would recommend that maybe you do a quick search. Search in Discord is easy to try and find the answer. But I don't believe I've seen anything yet on when it will ship. There's been some discussion, but nothing yet. Thanks for showing the Amiga mouse option. Good. Well, I'm glad you saw that. That is good. Earlier said GEOS core. Yeah, it's a disk image. I'm sorry. Absolutely. It is not a core. It is a GEOS disk image. Would be kind of cool. I know at one point there was a ROM that you could pop into the Commodore 128 for GEOS. So could you actually create a GEOS core and then load those applications on top? That's kind of cool. What screensaver is running in your background? If you're talking about this is off the SD card image, which is what we're just showing here, right? So that is actually on the SD card. I just happen to have that same SD card plugged in back here and running on the Nexus. So it's really kind of cool. From what I've seen, Red Herd, they have nearly everything needed for batch 2 except for some minor parts. So it might not be that long. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that long. I really think we're going to see those move pretty quickly. Let's see, Mark, yes, planned, but not that soon. Mark Dale, but with Cloanto and Hyperion making a mess of things, I doubt it. Yeah, so the rights holders for everything, right? So I think you were talking about something I missed through that, but you guys are covering it. So thanks to this chat for pointing out there's goodies on the internal card that I had not seen before. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that we could do that. There are lots of goodies on the internal SD card. If I felt confident that I could set up and move that over to the Mac and I don't want to do that right now, Dan, but definitely take a check. But also, you know what? We need to find out what's going on here. Like, what is that? Let's load that and find out what that is. that sure looks like, now it's not working. So let me go here. Let me go back to my super source. You didn't see what I just did. I went ahead back to here to this restore, and I went to slot number, looks like slot number 1 right there. And then I did a load, and this game popped up. Oh, well, that's even a different game. Look at this. Here's Asteroids. I don't think I knew that any of this was on here. So I'm just going through slots, trying different things out. Let me get rid of your chat. Sorry, Dan, I got to get rid of you for a second here. But if I go to 0, and let me change my video back to PAL. There we go. And I go to 0 here. So there's some games there. But let me go back into our freezer states. I love the freezer states. They're great. Let me go ahead and load this one. Yeah, I'm going to have to hold out. Let me reboot. I've corrupted my freezer. All right, let's go here to our freezer. Let's check this freezer state right here. Let's load that. And this looks like Pitfall Harry 2. Yes, look at that. It's Pitfall Harry 2 on a freezer state. Now, the joystick is not working, so it needs a different port. So I'm going to hit restore, and I'm going to swap my joystick port with a J to swap ports, and I'm going to resume, and that should work. Oh, but it is not working. Why isn't that working? So I'm not sure who decided to stick a freezer state on there with that, but that is kind of interesting. I'll play with that a little bit, and we'll see if we can figure out why the joystick isn't working there. Usually you shouldn't have to manually hardware do it. Yeah, it's not. You shouldn't have to do that. So that's one state that's on there. Let's go ahead and, hey, let's just explore since you all are with me. Still hanging in there. Let's see. Let's try another one. So that was this one. Let's see what this one is. Let's load that freezer slot. So that's the Asteroids, and that one is working. You know what? This is a pretty good version of Asteroids too. Look at that. I don't know how those got snuck on there. I don't know if those were supposed to be snuck on there or not. But those are in freezer state. So if you want to play with your SD card and change some freezer states, let's see, what else do we have? Now here's one right here. What is this one? Super Bread Box Concept V Lambert. What is this? I don't know this. It sure looks good, doesn't it? Sounds good too. Love the sound. Is it just a demo? Because the joystick isn't changing anything. I am not familiar with Super Bread Box. If anybody knows anything about Super Bread Box, let me know. I am going to try the joystick swap here just to make sure. And let me resume. Oh, joystick did work. There we go. Select level. I will select that one. Oh, there we go. Oh, this looks like a, okay, so it's a game. So there you go. There's another game that's been snuck into our freezer states on our SD card. I don't know if we have the actual game. I'll have to go check the SD card and see if the games are on here. Here's another one. Let's see what else is on this freezer slot. Oh, the Deft. Yeah, we've seen this before. This is Airwolf. This always gets me a copyright strike because it is too good. So thanks for that, Deft, for throwing that little thing in there. And then let's see if there's another one. Something here. Let's see what Deft. So let's see what we snuck here. I think what has happened is we have the state of his card before they actually burn these. So that is, and now we're locked up. So let me go ahead and clear that out. That is pretty interesting. We're getting a little behind the scenes look at how this card was put together. Let me get out of here and let's go ahead and check that out one more time. Let's see what else. Yeah, definitely, guys, go through these freezer states. Here's the GEOS one we loaded. Okay, so there's nothing beyond that one. So this was the last one. Let me go ahead and try and load that one more time. So this one's locked up when I do this, so it's not working. So that freezer state you can write over. So that very interesting. I don't know if the guys over at Mega, I'm not sure if Def knew that we had his freezer states on our SD card. That's pretty interesting. Let's see what's happening in chat. Jerry says, 2022 is all that promised will depend on things like whether they end up making a new board revision either to fix minor issues or because of availability of some parts. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I can't wait. I'm glad to hear that the Amiga can be there in the future. Yeah, they are talking about an Amiga Core. Is, you know, if we can just get that C64 code and then we see that there's a popularity there, I will also say we also need a lot more of these in the hands of people, because you imagine people trying to do work may not want to work for just 400, but once we get 1400 out there, maybe, yeah, start wanting to do a core, and then we get that second issue out there, start thinking about that, because the molds are made, so they're ready to go again if we can start getting the parts. And then we also assume that then the next issues, that price is going to start to come down a little bit. We need more of these out there. If you're a Commodore retro computer fan and you don't want one of these, you're not a Commodore retro computer fan. I'm just convinced of it. I'm just going to say it. I know it's great to have these original devices. Yes, I get it. Vice emulators, kind of fun too, but this is the retro Commodore computer to have. I'm sorry, that's just it. If you want my just bottom line, you got to have one of these. And they're pricey right now, I get it. But when those prices start to get a little down, these are going to be really popular. And again, they're designed to last for 20, 30, 40 years. We're not going to have to worry about capacitors leaking and all that business. These things should last long into, and I love what somebody said on the Discord, for those of us who've been around since the early 80s and late 70s playing with things like VIC-20s, this MEGA65 should take us all the way to our long-term care, right? And who knows? It may even end up going to the grave with me. Who knows? Let's see. It's so good. Was that a little dark? That wasn't too dark, right? Let's see. Coding with Culp says, sure, Will. I've got the summer mostly free to work on it. Great. Work from home here. Got some things going here. We telling you I don't work from home. Oh, okay. The internal card has GEOS, the 11 programming environment. Yeah, check out 11. That's pretty cool too. Thanks, Dan. Solitaire game and the Shallan demo competition disc. Oh, is that on there too? Oh, I guess I didn't see that. Let's see. Where's the Shallan competition disc? Is that, oh, the demo. Yes, that's right. This one's on here too. That's right. Let's go ahead and let's see, that may not work. There we go. So yeah, there we go. There are the competition games right there. There's some really good ones in here. There's been some good stuff. Hopefully you just saw that. I just did a little swipe / right there. You don't have to type load, deload, any of that business. And you don't have to get rid of anything at the end. You just put that in there and it loads it. And then we can just simply run. There you go. So I would encourage you to play around with those. Let me go ahead and turn that down a little bit. So thanks for pointing that out, Dan. Excellent. See, this is why you all need to be here. We or were equals were. Okay, gotcha. Okay, now that makes more sense now. Glad to hear. Okay, so you guys are talking. That's good. U36 socket is. Yes, that's it. Yeah, for the ROMs. Yeah, absolutely. Pitfall was. I loved Pitfall. Loved it on the Atari 2600. I can't tell you how many hours I played on it. We're gonna let this demo go because this is really cool while we're doing this. Hopefully the music's not too loud. Bought Breadbox. Oh, it was a C64 cartridge. I guess I did not know that. And again, we got it as a freezer state. So if you overwrite that freezer state, you're not going to have that game unless you re-download it. So just remember that. You get points for swapping weapons. Oh, I have to check that out. I apologize if this was covered. Is there a specific format needed for mini SD card to flash cores? No. For the core, just make sure, what I always recommend is after you've have that SD card, format it in the MEGA65, then take it over to whatever, your PC, Mac, or Linux, drag the core from the file host over, take it out, put it back into the MEGA65, boot into the core loader, and then it'll just load. You don't have to do any weird formatting. It can be on exactly the same SD card that you have the core, the disk images, everything. I do that all the time. I just swap them back and forth, and it works out really well. So yes, you don't need to do anything differently right there. Short answer is disk image files cannot be fragmented in the SD card. That's true. Yes, that's a good thing. C64 was my second computer. Mowed lawns. Oh, you are another lawnmower. Coding with Culp, you and I have a lot of background. So I mowed lawns to get my first VIC-20. And that's how I was able to afford my VIC-20, was mowing lawns all summer long. Absolutely. Been there, done that, and I only had a cassette drive. So that's how that was bad. Yes, as it creates a second partition. That's why, yes, exactly. We talked about that earlier. So the format, format the card with the configure menu on MEGA65. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for the stream today. Look forward to the more MEGA65 content, and there will be a lot. And so I think that's it. I think we've done yeah, I know. I remember you used to jump out of perfectly good airplanes, if I remember, right? So I was an old armor guy. So yes, good to have a fellow veteran online with me. Let me just look one more. I am just going to say I'm just amazed at how many of you are still here watching. We've only lost about 10 since the very beginning, which is pretty good, and just a blast. So I think with this beautiful screen that we have on, look at this demo. Isn't this great? This really shows off the MEGA65 well, so I'm glad we ended here. So this, I'm going to stop here. I want to again, lastly, one more time, thank everybody. Make sure you look down below there, see all the things that you can do. Like, subscribe, comment. Really would love to have your comments underneath, help this thing spread. I think we've done a lot more in this live stream with the MEGA65 than we've seen in any other live streams. Again, I'll get those codes in there so that we can jump around, and if you want to go back to something, you can get that. So I will make sure and do that for you too. And again, retrocombs.com, stephencombs.com, same place, at Twitter, at Stephen Combs. That's important, not retrocombs, at Stephen Combs on Twitter. There is a Facebook page if you're a Facebook pager. There's not as much stuff there, but anytime I live stream, I'll post there as well. And don't forget, buymeacoffee.com/retrocombs, or you can find it at retrocombs.com. Remember, you can buy me a coffee and thank me for this, but when you do that, what you don't know is anytime you send something my way, a thank you, you get on my mail list. So you get some additional content that you don't get anywhere else. Some of it is reserved just for members. There's not a whole lot, but there's some that's starting to creep in there. I am going to share my whole live stream setup with just my supporters in the future so that you can see how all of the magic happens, or all this stuff over here, right? So I will be sharing that a little bit later. So just a lot of general things. And then there's also, if you're a regular supporter at any level, there are things like live streams that are reserved just for you. After they've gone live, I take them back off, and only you all get the links for the full live stream if I edit them. So I'm trying to give you some value for being a supporter. So thank you for that, considering that. Lastly, let me just check one more time. Great stream. You're welcome. Thank you to you too. This was just great. Thank you, Igor, whichever we were going there. I appreciate that. Cutie Honey says, ex-US Air Force. Outstanding, because believe it or not, I'm that too. I was in the Air Force first. Actually, I'm an Air Force brat. I was in the Air Force, went back to college, and then got into Army ROTC. So I was a branch transfer. So good to have a fellow Air Force veteran in here as well. Super Breadbox is on the C64 D81 card. Perfect, thank you. Not sure where the asteroids came from. Well, we're going to find that out. Deft will know in the Discord, so we'll find that out. Yes, definitely, everybody, veterans, whether you're in the United States, elsewhere, Europe, thank you for your service. And please, let's all remember what's happening to our Ukrainian friends, and let's hope that there's an end to that conflict soon. I'm not going to get political about it, but I think we all agree that there needs to be an end to that conflict as soon as possible, in whichever way that occurs. So, great stream. Thanks for taking a lot of time. Yeah, I did. I took a lot of time. Thanks, man. Thanks back to you, my executive producer, Mislav, my MEGA65 level producer. You are awesome, my friend. And again, don't forget, I've not forgotten about you. Just be patient, okay? Be patient. It will all come out in the end. I only support in beer. I love it. So instead of buy me a coffee, anywhere you see that, just read buy me a beer, okay? So that will work too, Heinz. Heinz, good to talk with you on Twitter too. Thanks for sharing everything. Good to have you. Thanks a lot for today. I'm a fan of your streams and videos. Well, thank you, Tager. I really appreciate that. And then finally, before I fade out of here, dang, I was the guy who was trying to shoot your guy down. Oh my goodness, please, Mislav, come on. We're all, that's what I love about the retro computer community. We're all in this together, right? We have a chance to make a difference, and we're doing it today, aren't we? By this chat room. So thank you all so much. I'm going to let this play. I'm going to hang out and chat for a little bit. So I'm going to put the screen up right here. I will turn off my microphone now, but I do need to do my signature out of here. Hey, RetroCombs out. I'll see you guys in chat for a little while we listen to some music in this demo, okay? See you guys. Thanks for joining. What a great time. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for participating and giving me a great day today. Thank you.